Once upon a time, deep in the heart of a forest, there stood a small hidden cottage where an old woman lived with three beautiful girls. The youngest was the most lovely of all. Every day, from dawn till night, the girls spun golden thread from delicate, shining fibers. The work was endless, and as soon as one spool was finished, another was given. Once done, the old woman locked the thread in a secret room. Twice or thrice a year, she traveled far away for 6 days, never revealing where she went or why the golden thread was important. Before one such journey, she gave each girl 6 days of work and warned them, "Do not look around and do not speak to any man. If you do, your golden thread will lose its shine and you will face terrible misfortune." On the third day, a young prince got lost in the forest while hunting. Tired and hungry, he stumbled upon the cottage. The older sisters remembered the warning and told the youngest not to let him in. But she pitied him and gave him food and shelter. They talked for hours, and she forgot all about the warning. Before leaving, the prince promised to return and marry her. After he left, she returned to her spinning, only to discover the golden thread had lost its glow. Fear gripped her. When the old woman returned and saw the dull thread, she became furious. "You have brought disaster upon yourself and the prince," she shouted. The girl was filled with guilt and fear. She had one secret: she could understand the language of birds. She called out to a hoopoe and asked it to take a message to the prince. She was in grave danger, and the witch was planning something terrible. The hoopoe delivered the message to a wizard who could speak with birds. He told the prince, who sent back word, "Be ready on the 9th night. I will come for you." The girl slipped out on the 9th night and waited. Soon, the prince arrived with soldiers. He placed her on his horse, and they fled toward the palace. But the witch discovered the escape and used a magical curse. She created a glowing spell ball and sent it through the air. As they crossed a narrow bridge, it struck the girl, and she fell into the river and disappeared. The prince searched in vain and fell into a deep illness. A year later, he returned to the bridge and saw a golden lotus floating in the water. It sang a sorrowful song. Realizing it was the girl, he rushed to her sisters. They confirmed it was her turned into a lotus by the witch's spell. With their help, the prince agreed to a test. He turned into a red beetle and entered the river, freeing the lotus from the mud. As he spoke the magic words, they both returned to human form. She was more radiant than ever. They married in a grand celebration. Later, remembering his promise, the prince rescued her sisters and defeated the witch. And so, they all lived happily ever after.